This is Paul Hoyt, your host, CEO of Ascending Harvest, with my best buddy business partner, resident genius, Shane McKenna, who is unfortunately technically challenged today. He's coming to you from a variety of different technologies, but not the ones that we're used to. Say hello to all the folks, Shane.
Hello, everyone. So I'm filming my portion of the Zoomcast on my cell phone, so excuse me if I wiggle a little bit here because I am actually holding the phone in my hand.
Right. So we're going to talk fast because we're not sure how long he can hold the phone in his hand. I'm hoping it'll be about 30 minutes or so because we got a lot to talk about today. First of all, and I think most importantly, we are 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from the launch of our crowdfunding campaign that's coming up on September the 19th. So watch your emails, watch your Facebook pages, watch everything, and be prepared to support us on day one of the launch. You know, we'd love for you to put in a buck or two. We have several different levels of contribution, as you'll see when our Indiegogo campaign goes live. But what's most important for us is to share, for you to share the news of the project with your network. Shane and I have recently done a little testing, and I was really surprised. I don't think he was, but I was very surprised to find out that we only had like a 5% overlap in our networks. You know, the 2,000 people that I knew and the 2,000 people that he knew, there were only like 100 people that we had in common that we'd been sending emails to over the last couple of years. And what that means is we don't know the people that you know. The only way that they're ever going to hear about this project is if you share news of the project with them. So sharing is really vitally important. So think about that. Get your mind in place to say, you know, I'm going to share this on the day of launch, you know, on Wednesday, September the 19th, and help these guys out, because helping us out means you're really helping out thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of families, millions of hungry kids in developing countries and refugee camps. And as you can tell, that is our absolute passion. So, you know, I'm fired up about the crowdfunding campaign. We are in the home stretch now. The jet is on the runway, testing the engines. Well, that's more like a motorcycle, isn't it? Getting ready to launch. Sorry, I'm mixing analogies there and driving Shane, at least causing him to laugh a little bit. Phew. So that's my exciting update. Shane, you got some exciting updates on the project too?
I like the motorcycle sound effect, Paul. I'm going to say, don't quit your day job.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my day job. No, now's not the time to quit my day job. That's for darn sure.
So, no, we are really super exciting. We're super excited, and we're super exciting. And, you know, I might be biased in that opinion, but yeah, we're super excited. I got to go to a business conference yesterday, and I had an opportunity to get up and speak about our project for a few minutes. And I had people come up to me and tell me, you know, you brought me to tears. You gave me goosebumps. I'm so excited about your project. You know, this is a critical mission in the world, is how do we empower people so that they can lift themselves out of their situation. And that's what Paul and I have been completely focused on, is the old metaphor, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And what we're doing is teaching people the art of farming with training wheels, and, you know, giving them the ability to grow their own food without any prior farming experience. That has literally never been done in the history of the world. Wow. I want to repeat that. That has never been done in the history of the world, that there is a turnkey system that somebody can just use a few simple steps, follow those steps, and they are growing their own food. We have boiled the science and intelligence of Mother Nature into a system that's balanced and complete, so that that system nurtures their plant as long as they follow a few simple steps.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm glad we are recording this because I'm going to take that last 2 or 3 minutes that you just delivered and leverage the heck out of that. That was beautiful. That really kind of made me a little bit misty-eyed there about thinking about the possibilities and the potential that we have with your help, with the help of everybody's listening, to really make a ding in the universe and to really, change the way that people get their food around the world. So thanks for sharing that.
And the exciting thing about what Paul and I are going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the implications of the technology beyond the humanitarian effort. We want you to understand we are absolutely dedicated to this humanitarian effort, which is why that is how we are launching the company, as a humanitarian-based company, so that we can maintain control of that humanitarian effort and make sure that even if Paul and I exit this company for whatever reason years down the road, that humanitarian effort is in place and will not be frustrated by investors or the pursuit of profits in other areas of the technology.
Yeah, we are fundamentally seeing the potential of intelligent grow media to help people out who really need the help is a place that we want to start. So that's why we're starting with Ascending Harvest, and we're looking forward to, once we get this company up and rolling, which may only be 6 or 9 months, to start in on other product line extensions and other ways of leveraging the genius of intelligent grow media. So as we talk about that, I do invite you to go to our website at ascendingharvest.com, and if you haven't yet, please sign up for our list so you can be sure to get our updates. We do send out email updates periodically, every week or two. They're becoming a little more frequently now that we're getting very close to launch. But sign up so that you can get the latest and greatest, in your inbox. But also go to the blog page at ascendingharvest.com/blog, where we did a few different these Zoomcasts focused on the technology. We talked about the functions of soil in one, and we talked about how intelligent grow media works in another one. And if you want to get any more information, please do that, because it's going to provide the foundation for what we're going to talk about now, which is the way to leverage intelligent grow media. So the first implementation is with this humanitarian project, Human-Powered Hydroponics, because intelligent grow media is a wonderful soil replacement. In many ways, it is better than soil itself for delivering water and nutrients and oxygen to the roots of the plants, which enables, because of the technology, these lightweight, inexpensive, easy-to-use growing systems. But there are a lot of other implementations of that technology too. And I'm going to invite Shane to talk about 2 different ones, and then we're going to expand beyond that. Number one is consumer and residential systems, which is essentially taking the technology that we have and adding electrical components to it, things like water pumps and LED lights and maybe even chambers of some sort. And the second one is large-scale commercial indoor farming, which is enabled a tremendous amount by that. So Shane, I'm going to let you pick whichever one of those 2 you want to talk about, and talk about how we can leverage intelligent grow media in one of those areas.
Well, one of the most frequent comments that I have when I talk in public about this project is people who have the typical brown thumb. They tell me, I can't grow anything. I need this. I need something that I don't know, that I don't need to know how to grow my food, so that I can grow some fresh tomatoes, so that I can grow something on my patio. And we are going to address that market after we have anchored in our humanitarian efforts. We are going to release a consumer product that allows you to grow food without any prior gardening or farming experience. the beauty of our technology is it perfectly delivers the water, nutrient, minerals, and air to the roots of your plant so that you get exceptional growth, highly nutrient-dense produce, and a very easy growing experience. If you follow the instructions, you cannot kill your plant.
That's really good. I used to think that I was running a hospice for houseplants because it seemed like everyone that I brought in, you know, they didn't ever escape. That's for sure.
Yeah, the slow death march of your poor plant. I'm so sorry, Paul. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm one of those guys that really look forward to getting one of these systems that we create. It's the residential consumer-based systems. And we have lots of variations available from that too, from small little systems that you put on your patio to larger systems, maybe a 4x4 or a 2x4 where you can grow lots of plants in one system. Some of our competitors in this marketplace are doing plant walls. Something where you just put it, you essentially hang the garden off of a wall inside your house, or have it, on a shelving unit of some kind where it's actually stabilized by the floor. But because of the nature of intelligent grow media, because it really allows us to significantly reduce the weight of the farming gardening system, we have lots of different possibilities there. Hanging your gardens, hanging your plants from your ceilings, hanging them from the wall, putting them anywhere and everywhere that there's either electricity or sunlight. And then my imagination just goes wild as to what we can do to turn our living areas into our gardening areas.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, because intelligent grow media is both inexpensive and extremely lightweight. And because the intelligent grow media is both the root support and a passive pump for the water and nutrients, the amount of other infrastructure, the amount of other components is reduced, and the system can be very lightweight. So it can be a system that can hang from the ceiling, hang from the wall. You don't have the weight of all that soil that you do in a typical planter. And while we can combine soil with it, it will also grow your food without soil. And in the modern world, we can supply you those balanced nutrients so that we don't need soil in the system. And we're designing systems that are soilless and designing systems that combine soil. And all of those systems are potential new products that consumers can get excited about and grow your food in your house, grow your food on an outside wall, grow your food on a bench, on your patio, on your balcony, whatever space you have to grab a little bit of sunlight and produce some of your own food. And one of the things that my family loves is when I have one of these set up in our kitchen window for our cooking herbs. So basil, marjoram, oregano, rosemary. I got to tell you, it's pretty fantastic to cook when your farm is only 15 seconds away from your pot.
Yeah, that is cool. And let us remind people of one of the things that we said on a previous Zoomcast. The produce that we eat at the supermarkets has been engineered to survive distribution. It's engineered so that they can pluck it on one day, pack it the next, ship it for 2 or 3 days, let it sit on the shelf, and so that it has, from the time that you pluck it from the plant or harvest it from the plant, it can survive in a distribution channel for 5 or 10 days or even longer than that. But when you're growing it yourself, you can engineer the plants to be the most nutrient dense and to be the best tasting. So I think it's going to be a tremendously different experience eating produce that you've grown yourself that was engineered for the best taste possible and the best nutrient experience possible than it will be going to your favorite supermarket and buying a tomato off of a shelf.
Yeah, I would just backstop what you're saying here, although I would say less than it's been engineered for flavor. You can select, you can go back and get those heirloom vegetables, vegetables how they originally were, and the hybrid versions of those vegetables that have that exceptional flavor, but because they're not as cosmetically pleasing in their shape or in their color, and because they have thinner skin, they won't handle the shipping and storing on the store shelf for weeks. Those are not available in your grocery store, but they are available if you go to people who are seed savers and have heirloom seeds, and some of the seed companies who feature heirloom plants. You can get some really amazingly delicious produce that you simply cannot buy in the store, but you might find a local farmer's market somewhere. So if you visit your farmer's market and you find something, wow, this is really delicious, save the seeds. And if you don't know how to grow that seed, at some point in the near future, you will have a system that will grow it for you.
That's awesome. I love that. We have opportunities to leverage the technology beyond the consumer and the residents. And that's one of the places we actually started with this was large-scale commercial indoor farms. Because of the technology, because of the reduction in the weight and the reduction in the energy needed to serve a farm, it allows all kinds of different possibilities. And Shane has invented some really cool systems, that allow large-scale commercial indoor farming to be much more possible than it is today. One of our competitors in that space, Plenty out of San Francisco, received a $200 million investment from SoftBank about a year and a half ago. So there's a lot of money out there that's available for these large-scale commercial indoor farms, and we have reason to believe that ours will be significantly less expensive to create and significantly less expensive to operate, all because of the capability of intelligent grow media.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Intelligent grow media is really a cornerstone technology. I want to emphasize what I said early on in the broadcast. There has literally never been anything like this technology, and this technology allows us to do things in farming that have never been done before. And some of that is proprietary and trade secret, so we're going to keep it under our hat. But it allows us to build farms that are far more sustainable for indoor farming and controlling the environment without expending the levels of energy that have been needed in the past. So energy saving, less infrastructure, less components in the system, less maintenance to the system, less labor in the system. All the way around, intelligent grow media is going to improve how farming, commercial farming, so if you're still going to rely on the grocery store for your food, that's great, but it's going to come to you with higher nutrient density. And because that produce can be grown indoors, those farms can be anywhere. They can be 3 blocks from your grocery store. So we're going to see a broader availability of produce because it doesn't have to ship from 3,000 miles away in the winter. It ships a few miles, and so there will be a wider variety of produce available, and there will be less seasonality. What am I trying to say here? Seasonality
restrictions
on what's available.
Yeah, very well said. Yeah,
right? So in the winter, when we're getting our strawberries all the way from Mexico, you know, strawberries are one of those things that don't ship very well. And I'm sure you've had this experience that you go, oh, look, they got strawberries, and you know, they got a little dust of mold on them, and half of them are bruised and squishy. Our technology is going to help solve a lot of those issues for many of the types of produce that you enjoy.
I'm really looking forward to that. And let me spurn a little creativity or some brainstorming here. Just as we talked about turning your residence, your living environment into your gardening environment, with this technology, we have an opportunity to turn almost every environment into a gardening environment. So I'm thinking rooftop farms and cubicle farms and turning the outside of your skyscraper into a farm by hanging growing systems on the outside of buildings. I mean, there is a tremendous amount of potential to take this technology and allow us to grow food anywhere. Now, there's certainly going to be some seasonal restrictions on outside gardening because of the availability of sunlight and the wind and, you know, and the snow and the cold that happens in the winter. But inside, you know, inside your office building, to be able to have rooms that are set aside or hallways that are adorned with gardening systems, you know, I think the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, it's really opens up a whole new design palette for people that want to use plants in any space because of the lightweight nature and the fact that it does not require a continuous flow of water and all the infrastructure that entails. It really simplifies growing plants and allows you to design without all of the structural support that you would need for a soil-based growing system. So yes, plant walls. Imagine being able to just add lightweight planters to the top of cubicles so that you bring that nature indoors and just freshen that environment up and clean the air. And by the way, employers, if you put rosemary in those, it's been proven that rosemary increases memory. Wow. So we're learning more and more about the increase of cognitive function and memory function with the use of plants, and especially certain plants. Why not enhance the ambiance of your work environment and the productivity by including plants into your workspace, both your personal and your employees?
I love that. So as you can tell, you know, Shane and I have spent a fair amount of time, well, mostly Shane spending a fair amount of time thinking about the opportunities we have to leverage intelligent grow media, to leverage grow media technology. So we are very, very excited about that. I just got a message that said that my recording has stopped, unfortunately, but I think that it's going to jump out on, hopefully it'll jump out on YouTube here. So we may have to bring this to a close today because I think the recording just stopped. But for those of you who are watching live, we're going to continue. For those of you, and just talk about the importance of going to ascendingharvest.com and signing up for our email list, look at the blog entries, you know, getting to know us a little bit better, thinking about this crowdfunding project, which is going to start on Wednesday, September 19th, a little less than 2 weeks away, and think about the possibilities we have to leverage intelligent grow media technology.
Yes, please join us. Please stay tuned. If you're in the Salt Lake area on September 19th, Wednesday, we would love to have you come to our launch party and silent auction. And we are going to change the nature of farming for many types of produce and plants That is not a supposition. That is an inevitability. We have improved the ability to grow plants, and that's what this particular broadcast has been about. So I'm excited that you've tuned in and that you're supporting us in this cause.
All right, last thing. We want to pick a winner. Every Zoomcast, we give away one of our human-powered hydroponic systems. We download the names and email addresses from everybody that's gone to our page at ascendingharvest.com and signed up for our list. Then I select a random number. Well, actually, I assign each one of them a random number between 1 and 10,000, and Shane comes up with a random number, and we assign a winner. So, Shane, what's your number between 1 and 10,000 today?
Well, I'm doing this on my computers. I normally do it on my phone. 1889. 1889.
1889. And the winner today is Annette Bow, one of our great sponsors. Annette Bow with MillionaireSeries.com. She is a financial advisor, a consultant and advisor to millionaires and to multi-millionaires, and has been for decades. She provides a lot of great systems for financial advisors and other people who are mega millionaires, and she's a sponsor of this project. So you'll have the opportunity to win a free strategy session with Annette when we begin to give away our sponsors prizes, and hopefully she'll be a guest on one of our Zoomcasts here, in the next week or so. So congratulations, Annette Bow. You are the winner of a human-powered hydroponic system today.
Awesome, Annette.
And let's wrap it up. Shane, I feel complete for today. How about you? Would you like to share anything as we say goodbye to people for the day?
Well, I think that people can probably see that we have a great deal of enthusiasm around this technology. And so if we're a little bit over enthusiastic, please forgive us. We're just so anxious to get this technology into the hands of those first, those who need it most, but then to the rest of the world. This is so exciting for us to be on the cusp of a new technology that has the opportunity to revolutionize something as basic and as essential as food. Thank you so much.
I couldn't have said it better, so I'm just going to say goodbye for now. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thank you.